think we're live.
That's how the sausage gets made. Thank you for watching. Welcome to
Timeout Tuesday. We're back.
We're back.
I know everybody's been anticipating this.
I think we probably have just a large amount of folks who have been every Tuesday on the hour checking, double checking, triple checking to see, hey,
No doubt in my mind.
Are those guys? Are they back?
Are they back?
Are they back doing any sort of
They've
live
been-
stuff?
Hey, see, that's how we build, the anticipation of what we're doing today. The great part about what we're doing today is like it's so off the cuff that we haven't fully decided.
Let's not get canceled, Caleb.
Yeah,
It's off the cuff, but let's not.
Yeah.
That's kind of the off the cuff we're at. Is we're gonna vamp. We're gonna probably drag a little bit. So if you need to fast forward and
Right, and if anybody's wondering while we've got these in our hands, they're stress balls, to relieve stress. Have you been stressed?
I've been probably less stressed this week than you are, but I think both of us, given our current household states and just some floating plates, we just are always a little bit stressed.
Yeah,
Always a little bit stressed.
kids and dogs will do that to you, man. Wives don't. Wives don't stress you out.
No. We love our wives very much.
Jenny Robinson and Carly Butts,
Carly, I love
they
you.
are.
Yeah.
They never.
Nope, never stressed me out.
Nope. Let's see. What were we talking about?
We were talking initially when we got in here, sat down, started talking about things where we battered around some ideas. We talked about maybe giving y'all some future dates, a plan.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but I know what we were
talked
talking
about some
about.
other stuff.
We were talking about staff meeting yesterday and serving.
That's right.
And
that is something we talked about.
Yeah, and you said
serving.
You said serve the Lord with gladness, and then you asked
Where's
me,
that from? I don't even remember. Serve
The
the Lord
Bible?
with gladness. I think it's
Jesus.
Abby led our discussion yesterday,
Yeah.
so if I'm wrong here, I'm going to go ahead and do what a lot of students do and blame the teacher. I'm not saying it's Abby's fault, but Psalm 107 or so, I think is where it's at.
Right.
If that's not right, I'm going to go ahead and
Come on, theologian.
maybe
Matt.
it was Abby. Maybe I don't remember because I
Right.
don't remember.
Well, but I remember the discussion well.
I do remember the
'Cause
discussion well, and I remember the phrase "serve the Lord with gladness."
Yep. What you asked me what that means.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Well,
walk it out for me.
I know what it means is, Matt, that everything in life is perfect, and so when you're serving the Lord, you're always happy and you're always glad, right?
Well, that also means that we should be stress-free. I don't know why.
Oh, why
have
did we
these
bring stress balls?
Stress balls with us.
No, but
Yeah.
when I read the Bible, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody have issues in their life. Nobody was stressed in the Bible.
I'm going to challenge that, and I know
Really?
you'll also. Yeah. I'm going to challenge it.
Okay.
But it's only because of what I heard Sunday, Pastor Ron talking about this guy who we've been, learning from, listening to, this guy named Paul, elsewhere in the Bible called Saul. But Paul, did you know that over the course of writing his letters, at some points he was actually in jail for talking about Jesus?
And I'm sure that wasn't stressful.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Last time I was in jail. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's not get canceled,
Yeah,
Caleb.
let's not get canceled. But no, we did talk about that, and I think what we went in depth about was the fact that gladness is not defined, happiness is not defined by what the world standard is. That gladness and happiness in serving come from an overflow of your desire to recognize God for what He did for you.
Yes. So in a sense, gladness is deeper than kind of the surface level.
Yeah.
Just happy, walking around bubbly. Serve the Lord.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Yeah,
We're great.
right.
Yeah, everything's good.
When
It
I
goes
wake up on
deeper
Sunday
than that.
morning, my family never fights about what we're going to wear, and so I am always excited when I walk through the doors of this church. That is absolutely not true. If you've ever gotten dressed with your family on Sunday morning, I don't know why this is a thing, but it's like, the kid says, "Does this look okay?" Or in my case, I have a Wesley that says, "That's not what I want to wear." and we say, well, that's what we picked out for you. That's what you picked out last night, but I changed my mind. Well, we're leaving in 2 minutes. It won't take me 2 minutes to change. You're 7 years old. It's going to take 10 minutes to change. No, it won't, Daddy. And then, you know.
I'm glad Wesley's not watching this. I can't imagine that we've captured her attention for just this long into the video.
No.
But, you know, I was thinking you and Jenny are usually more thoughtful about this, and you have a defined style, and you kind of have a really good idea. Sometimes my issue is a little bit different, where I'll start to walk out of the house, and my wife will stop me and go, you got to change. You're not wearing that. So I'm relating to what you're saying on kind of a different level.
Right.
But I understand the plight.
So at the end of the day, when we step into the church, it's not for our benefit. And so it is an opportunity to serve. You know, we get to see hurting people come in, whether we're staff or not. This is just believers in general, or hurting people, lost people come into the church. And so that's one of our primary times to serve, because we know that we're all going to congregate in one area. But we've had some opportunities in the last year and a half to team up with some different ministries. And that's kind of where our theme this year, we're not wearing the shirts because we didn't really plan on talking about this, but our theme this year is Stronger Together. And Ephesians 4:16 just talks about how every joint, ligament, everything in the body of Christ is put together for a purpose.
And to support one another.
To support one another, right.
And certainly, if you've spent much time, we've tried to do, I think, a good job of highlighting some of those partners that we have. Partner being probably the word we've used the most with 318 Church, which I know you've had a really awesome role in, Caleb, and we've had a role with our student men, with our kids men on some level, being able to support and help them plant, serving downtown Shreveport specifically. A lot of the population that's more down and out, that lives down there and more transient. Pastor Matt has done Matt Tyson, not Pastor Matt up here, has done a really good job serving that community, becoming connected with some other groups beyond Gloucester to partner with in that ministry and to serve. And they've had just a really good, I believe it's been about 6 months that they've been meeting, a little bit longer than that.
I think just a touch over. And then, and then we get to serve other ministries that aren't quite, as, I hate to say, in need, but take Ben Waite's ministry, for example. We've had the opportunity to partner up with him, and why it's important to serve his ministry is because, does he have as much opportunity sometimes to get out in the field where there's homeless people because of what he does? No, but what he does get to do is minister and help build up and encourage the body of Christ within churches and go and sing, but he's a nonprofit gospel singer, so that's a ministry we've teamed up with. Most recently, Faith in Fostering, which we thought, until we got to know the folks there, we thought Faith in Fostering was just like for foster kids. But what it is for people over the age of 18, and I'm sure there's some older foster kids involved too, but that have, kind of come up through foster care and being displaced off and on like that just kind of makes it difficult in society. And so they minister directly to them.
Makes it harder to have some stability, so they're able to stop the gap in there to some level. Also, while you're thinking about that, Caleb, another thing that comes to my mind, another ministry that we've really had the opportunity to help is Graciously Broken.
Yes.
A ministry that we connected with, I believe, Hope Revived last year, which Hope Revive's coming up soon. Put it on your calendars, end of April, right?
Yep.
Do I have that right?
Yep.
So Graciously Broken's a ministry we've had the opportunity to help. I'm sure we'll invite them back and continue to serve with them in many capacities.
Yeah, and there's an opportunity to serve them coming up on March the 9th, actually. They've got one of their biggest fundraisers for their ministry, where it's a dinner, and they have a lot of silent auction stuff and all that. But we're taking advantage of it as a great date night out, and it's just over in Longview, so we get to drive with our wives and go hang out, have a date night, sit down, have a nice dinner, and visit with some other friends and kind of partner. And what's cool about these things is when you show up to those type of things, it comes full circle in how God ordains these relationships, right? So you've got a homeless ministry here in Shreveport that sometimes has women who are displaced through different circumstances and need a place like Graciously Broken. You got a kid on the street that's 19 years old that grew up in foster care and doesn't know how to get a job in society, and we get to, they get to point them in the direction of Faith in Fostering, or Faith in Fostering gets someone in who didn't necessarily grow up under those circumstances, but is just homeless and displaced, and there's 318, in the hub ministry. And so
and it's really only, I don't want to ruin your train of thought, but it's only through those partnerships, because if you just walk into Gloucester Baptist Church, we have several people in here who could be resources and could be tools on an individual basis, but in terms of cooperation, bigger scale, and being able to do this over and over again in a more systematic and efficient way, the only way we're able to do that as a church is by partnering with others who have a specialty in those.
Yeah, and as a church, as an individual, I had a rough day yesterday. My dog's going blind. I got, just.
It sounds like a country song.
Yeah. Different illnesses in the family, extended family, and that kind of stuff. And it was just like a heavy day. And then I end up on the phone, like, with this guy who, is trying to sell me solar panels. It's something I'm interested in. So, we're talking. And through the process, they have to ask you, I'm just recording your information. What's your profession? I said, well, I'm in ministry, and we go on talking about business. At some point, he says, what made you decide to become a minister? The conversation literally transformed. And by the time it was all said and done, we spent an hour not talking about anything solar. We talked about our kids and encouraging each other, and how important that theme of stronger together is, just as believers, not the church and partnering and all those things, but just as believers, like our small groups here, when we come together and sing here, all of that stuff is kind of in place, under that theme. And so anyway, it made my day. Like, this guy was in Michigan, I'm like, here's two believers that under most circumstances would never meet each other, probably never will in person, and we spent an hour just encouraging one another. It was kind of cool, man. So, yeah, but anyway, that's.
I think that really hit on a lot of what we're trying to go for over the course of this over the course of our Stronger Together year. We've already really celebrated that theme in a lot of ways with our fall revival, having Micah come in and speak on that topic, having Ben, whom you already mentioned, do music with that regard. It's been really an important part of our year so far, and man, there's just it's going to be should we publicly unveil this? It's going to be a really important piece to the puzzle for our Camp Gloucester theme, and it'll probably be our primary focus there.
Yeah, we're going to try to get our kids engaged in some of the teaming up mission aspects of some of these groups that we've teamed up with, and so that's going to be a real big deal. Speaking of, and we'll close it out with this, some dates are still up in the air, but no matter what the dates are coming up, in February, a lot of these camps require us to at least reserve our spots for camp, not Camp Gloucester, but away kids camp and away youth camp. And so if you've got a kid that's interested in coming, for kids, it's between 2nd and 5th grade, just completed 2nd through just completed 5th. For students, it's going to be just completed 6th through just completed 12th grade. And so reach out to the church and let us know,
And we have, I'll go ahead and throw out dates for some important dates for student camp. February 19th is an important one. We're going to be doing a fundraiser that day, kind of a banquet fundraiser type deal. But obviously you can give even if you can't be a part of that. July 10th through 14th are our camp dates.
Okay.
And we have a lot of spots to fill this year. I think we're going to be able to fill it, but it's going to be a lot of work, and we're trying to go ahead and push. Like Caleb said, it's much easier on our end as ministers. It's much easier on the camp's end to go ahead and get those spots filled up, get everything kind of settled in, and it just saves us some sleeplessness.
Yeah, we'll take them last minute, but man, is it cool when you wait. Don't wait till the last minute. So
it's easier on you too to go ahead and get your summer schedule down.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, we are going to make every attempt that we can to come back with Timeout Tuesday on a regular basis. Today was kind of off the cuff just because we knew that you guys have been missing us, and we didn't know really what to do with our hands the whole time, so that's why we held on to these. So anyway, I'm going to have to walk away and go hit. Wait, no, I can do it on my. I think we have the technology.
While you're talking, I'll use this.
You dropped your ball.
I think that it takes like doing something 7 times to make it a habit. So if we can get to 7 Timeout Tuesdays, it'll be a habit. We'll do it every single Tuesday for as long as we live. Honestly, I guess I don't see a reason to stop.
No, I don't see a reason. Why would we stop?